the PWBA. This is a major event. 24 games of qualifying as opposed to the normal 18, and 24 games of match play with 30 bonus pins per game, per win. 18 years on tour for Anne-Marie Duggan. Light at 210. She shakes her head coming off the approach.
That's right, she's going to go to a spare ball for the spare attempt on this. So we see this ball just sliding right past the pocket area. Left the 210, got to get the ball left of the 2 and into the 10.
And as we mentioned earlier, lane 9, see that hook spot even with the plastic ball. Tenelle Grijalva now up after shooting that big 246 game in the opening match. Oh, and right through the 1-6.
Well, we're starting to see some carry down of that conditioner, even more than the first game. Both players going light. 1-2-4-6-10. She left. Call it a lot of people call it the pros washout because of that 6-pin in there. There's two ways to make this. Left of the head pin, knock it into the 6-10, or go between them.
That was left of the head pin. You would think that would have been good enough to pick it up, but the 6 didn't kick the 10 out. So an open frame to start the match for both players. Tenelle Grijalva in her 5th telecast this year. 18 cashes out of 16 cuts. Pretty darn good for her first full year out here on tour. Currently 6th in earnings because of that U.S. Open victory. Back on track for Tenelle Grijalva. Anne-Marie hoping to do the same. Messengers, plural. Two of them. Yeah. Both of them a little too slow. Anne-Marie sitting very close in a points race right now. And Lisa talked to Anne-Marie about the importance of this tournament for the end of the year shootout.
You know, any win is always big, but we have a shootout that Storm's hosting at the end of the year, and I represent Storm. That's a company that I work for. So I really, really want to do good the next 2 weeks because I really want to be in that shootout.
She is currently nearly 600 pins out of 6th position. She's actually 8th in points. The top 5 it would be, but Wendy McPherson will already be in that shootout as Anne-Marie strikes, because the Bowlers of the Decade will be in that. Lisa Wagner, you'll be in it. Betty Morris from the 70s, you from the 80s, and Wendy McPherson from the 90s. So we will take through number 6 in the points for this year. So Anne-Marie, this being very important to her. If she'd win here, a win gives you 1,000 points.
There's a look at the points race for that shootout. It's getting down to crunch time for that. Just about got the tap on the 6-pin. Would have been a real good break at this point. Kind of lost on this right lane. Definitely lost. She was very light. Remember, she missed the head pin. Now, you know, she definitely adjusted, went more direct at it, but didn't work.
So another open frame on lane 10 for Grijalva. Tenelle works in a pro shop when she's at home along with Barry Asher. Actually does a lot of things for him, one of them being embroidery.
Right, he has a huge pro shop, full service, and I've known Barry for so many years, and wow, what a talent he is.
Now this is hard to believe, Lisa, because she was so incredibly lined up. Not, oh, well, let me look at my watch. I'm thinking 10 minutes ago. Couldn't miss the hole.
That's right, no more than 10 minutes. And boy, this is looking like going to be 3 out of 4 frames that's going to be an open. I mean, this happened all week. No, it definitely did. But we did change pairs after every game. But, you know, now we get to stay on the same pair for the shows. But we got to figure something out here. So
the lane's apparently changing from the first game. Could be right now an advantage for Anne-Marie Duggan, who didn't play on him that first game, and she looks very lined up. As we mentioned, 1,000 points for winning. Here's a look at what you get down the line for finish positions down through 10th place, and points continue all the way down to until they run out. When you get near under like 100th place, you're down to it going down by 1 point apiece.
Well, that's right. When the not so much of a difference in points from the top to, you know, through maybe 15th, that keeps the race very close.
A little bit high with a 4-pin, but Anne-Marie Duggan lined up into the pocket on both lanes. We're at the Cherry Bowl in Rockford, Illinois, where Anne-Marie Duggan leads by 31. We'll be back in just a moment. The Hammer Players Championship, Anne-Marie Duggan now trailing by 8 pins. She had a couple of tough frames at 210, but converted it then at Greek Church. And now Brooklyn.
Well, she's lost, as Tenelle was early in her game, but Tenelle made a ball change and struck in the 6th, 7th, and 8th.
And that turned this match around. When we went away, Duggan had a 31-pin lead, now trailing by 8. Converts that spare to get herself back on track. 8-pin match, though, still a close one. She'll need to set one up in the 9th frame. A lot of low numbers on that scoreboard.
Well, Anne-Marie can still shoot 198. That's if she strikes in the 9th and 10th.
Wow, that's about what I was just going to say.
And she can't believe it. We're bowling on 35 feet of conditioner this week. Now, it is Guardian. It's the full lane of Guardian, which means that the heads are going to go pretty quick. That's the first 15 feet. We call that the heads. And the conditioner is going to get pushed around a lot quicker than normal. Also disappears, as we're seeing now.
Exactly, that resulted in some low scores. Even a lot of the players that made the cut quite high up shot more than 100 under in the following round or one of the subsequent rounds. Max score for Tenelle Grijalva, 216. Tenelle is feeling very refreshed here, and she told us why.
I decided at the beginning of the swing that I was planning to take 2 weeks off just to give myself a break. I knew it was going to be a long swing, and I wanted to prepare myself for the final 2 tournaments of the year, and so far it's helped.
Apparently it has definitely helped. She does well in the majors. She tells us she likes tougher conditions as she leads by 21 pins now, stepping up in the 10th. Can close this match out. She will just need a spare here. A spare and 3 pins to shut out Anne-Marie Duggan.
Well, Tenelle does like tough conditions because she said that spares are the most important thing, and she is a good spare shooter.
Covers it up, giving her 175 in the 9th. She can strike on this field ball for 195. Best Anne-Marie Duggan could shoot at this point would be 185.
Boy, what a roller coaster match.
So Tenelle Grijalva survives the semifinal match. Sit tight for a recap of tonight's first 2 matches.